I am going to the Peak Time final 방송 today. Yuku invited me and he was like, do you want to sit in the audience or do you want to sit in the area with like the family and friends? And I was like, I mean, I guess the family and friends, because in my head I was thinking there'll probably be seating. Apparently there's no seating. I'm still gonna have to stand, so that's gonna be a toll on these old legs. Knowing that the camera might be on this bitch's face, I'm gonna just keep everything simple, because every time I try to do something for some special event, I get too fucking crazy and I end up looking like an idiot. Face, blush, and that's it. I'm gonna use my CIELO Cream Dream Skin Fluid, which you can't get anymore, I guess. I was talking to one of the girls that works at the company, and she heard that they wanted to restart the brand, which at least they didn't forget about my brand, you know what I mean? But yeah, I kind of want to rebrand and like come up with like a new concept, because to be honest, I didn't really like the vibes. I wasn't 100% into the vibes of the original launch of my brand, and instead of trying to dabble with skincare, I think I'm just gonna stick to color makeup and stuff like that. If you tried this product and you're really into it, but now that you can't get it, the closest thing that you can get that's similar in texture is this, the MOOL Essential Blue Cream. This one feels a little bit thicker, but the finish on the skin is pretty much the same. So if you have an issue with makeup kind of like getting cracked and patchy on your skin really easily, even though you find that you know do enough moisture and like exfoliating well, that type of product is really useful. It's actually only 12:44 in the afternoon. I don't know why I'm doing this shit so fucking early, because I know if I try to do it later, I'm gonna procrastinate, so I'm doing it now. So because I need some long wear shit, I'm using the classic Revlon COLORSTAY foundation. Just my hands. It's fine. God. Every time I use that fucking CIELO product, I'm surprised because it makes such a huge freaking difference. Oh my god, I want to show this to you guys. So, if you've heard of cushions, like mesh cushions, this is the new Pony Effect one. It looks like a regular cushion on the outside, but the inside is like this mesh thing where there's the liquid or cream foundation inside, and when you press the puff in, the main mechanic and like appeal of mesh cushions is that it gets product on the puff evenly as compared to just a traditional cushion foundation where you get only product on like one part of the puff. This helps you apply your foundation more evenly. The color was a little bit too yellow for me. I needed to be a little bit more blue based, so I was actually able to pop this shit out and pull the meshing off, so I had straight access to the liquid. 4 pumps or so of my blue foundation from LA Girl, mixed it, put the mesh back on, and now it's like the perfect color. So I'm gonna take that with me as like Sujong touch-up makeup. Oh dear lord. I remember I was taking a shower earlier and I suddenly remembered, if you watched my channel for a long time, I had a vlog that I filmed a long time ago where I went to a Day 6 concert. First of all, super cringe thumbnail where I had to, oh my god, I hate this phase of like my YouTube life cycle where I would have to like shove everyone in my fucking thumbnails, and this weird like angle of trying to get someone in the camera but not wanting to look too clout chasery, so the camera's slightly coming from a low. Oh my god, it was so bad. Thinking about it now, it's so goddamn cringe. But we were there, and during one of the songs, the music, obviously it's a band, right? It's a concert, so the music was very loud or whatever, and we were my friend was talking to me about something. Mind you, we were like, because the music is loud, we had to like we were like in each other's like ears, right? 잠깐만, 이거 좀 하고. To be a proper beauty YouTuber. I didn't think it was rude because we could only really hear each other, but we were very far in the back of the room too, so it's not like we were like really disturbing anyone. It was just one big room with no sitting, that's all just standing in, and obviously most of the times would be at the very front, like, you know, pushed and squished at the front, right? We were in the back where it's like space between the people. But oh my god, it was so funny. No, it wasn't funny, but the girl next to us, when the music stopped playing, she was like, shh, and I was like, yes ma'am, even though you literally could not even hear us. Lo and behold, we went back home later, and then our friend in the group chat was like, oh my god, look at this, and they sent like a screenshot, I think. What the fuck was my voice? And they sent a screenshot. I think it was like a community forum, like a post. Apparently that girl that told us to probably either her or someone nearby her, because there was a few of them, was like, oh my god, there were these loud foreigners at the concert today. I was like, loud foreigners? We weren't even, you could barely hear us. Who knows? Maybe it was just like my mind played tricks on me and we were being loud but I just thought that was such a wild experience. Because after the show, we took a picture with Jay, and one of our friends uploaded it. This girl was able to find that photo, and she posted on the community forum, was like, these bitches were loud. I was like, okay. My first interaction with the crazy fans. Oh, she wasn't crazy. I'm sure she was. She was just, you know. So I'm sorry. Do you guys remember the Be Me on Air shit, the like Amazon shopping live I used to do? Like, it was like the first year of the pandemic, like 2020. I was doing these weird live shows on my YouTube channel. Eventually it was doing it on my YouTube channel because nobody was fucking watching. We originally started on the Amazon platform. It's because the company I was in, run by that fucking bitch, who shall not be named on the channel because you guys probably don't even know her, but she does share the same name as a prolific North Korean leader, which is funny to me. But yeah, I hated doing those fucking Amazon lives because you guys know me. I'm from the, like, back in the olden days of YouTube where if there's a product that we like, we just talk about it. There's no like incentive. We weren't being paid to talk about stuff we liked. We just, you know, we wanted to share it with the world, so we post that shit on YouTube. But in today's day and age, it's kind of like you have to be like, oh, this isn't sponsored if you want to talk about something, like just because you like it. So that Amazon live shit was so hard for me because I had to talk good about this stuff. And a lot of times this was like last minute stuff where I don't even get to test a lot of the products. And eventually we started doing shit that wasn't even beauty. Like I did a live show about like bags. How the fuck do you talk about bags for 1 fucking hour? You can tell I'm running out of ideas because I'm actually trying to see if the ramen fits in here. When it's like beauty stuff, I'm like, girl, I can talk about this shit all day, but it'll be like, at one point we did shoes. They're very stretchy. Yeah. They're so interesting. It was so fucking weird and I hated it. I was like contractually obligated to do it, and eventually, even with Neogen, I remember there was like this streak where that bitch fucking signed for me to do a bunch of like, it's weird because technically it wasn't me signing, I was under the company and the company signed with Neogen to do a bunch of lives, so technically I had to do it. So it was really fucking frustrating until I like literally, like, I've never, as an introvert, I talk mad shit or whatever on social media, but I do not like confrontation. But it was like the first time I literally yelled at someone. I was like, bitch, what the fuck are you doing? Because she was literally ruining my platform. Because even for me, like, if there's a channel that I like and I'm like looking out for the content, but they suddenly just start doing these weird like live shows. And the thing is, before we started doing it on my YouTube channel, they would make me take the live that we did on Amazon, the 1 hour live, and edit that and put it on my YouTube channel. And they're actually still on my YouTube channel, a lot of them. I should fucking delete them.
Actually suits what you're wearing right now.
I can't afford this. But you'll see that they'll be like 3 minutes long, and it's like, it has nothing to do with the products because I'm like, fuck this shit. I'm just gonna fucking edit this in a way where these brands don't get any promotion from me because I don't care about these brands and these bitches are not paying me. That's the gag of it all. I was not getting paid to talk about this shit. If it's a product I like, okay, let me fucking talk about it. I want everyone to know about it. But if it's something that I've never used, don't give a shit about, doesn't work with my skin, girl, you best know if you're gonna want to put it on my channel, you better fucking pay me. But to be honest, if that's the case, I'd rather not even do it at all because I feel like it's a blow to my integrity. But because there's a bunch of like contractual shit involved, I was forced to do them. Oh my god, one other thing that really fucking annoyed me was the fact that on Amazon, you're not allowed to speak anything other than English because the system can detect if you're speaking other languages. I don't know what that was about, but you can imagine my frustration when I don't know anything about these products or something happens during the live, like a technical issue, but I'm only allowed to speak English to the staff that is all Korean, and they can't even speak English. And not being able to speak English is not the issue. It's like, you guys want me to do all this shit, but if I'm trying to run the live properly, but you don't even know what I'm saying, why aren't y'all hiring people that speak both English and Korean? If you knew on Amazon this was a thing, like not being able to speak anything other than English. So I'll be like, oh, can we get a zoom in on the product? But they don't zoom in because they don't know what I'm saying. Or they'll be zoomed in and try to show something, but then they suddenly move the camera to somewhere else. But I'm like, can you move the camera back, please? But they didn't understand what I'm saying. There was one person, I think their username was something about being in Busan, made in Busan. I don't know if they still watch my channel, but that person literally watched every live, was the first to comment, and always bought everything we talked about. So you know what, shout out to you. I fought with the company, fought with the CEO, got my ass out of there, canceled my contract, and I felt bad because I think Coco had to be the one to finish the rest of the lives. But at that point, I didn't give a shit. I did not give a shit. I'm gonna use these two blushes from Flower Nose from the Girls Chocolate Shop collection. I've been so into these. This one is like a very soft brownie pink, and this one is a very soft, nutty, kind of toffee pinky brown. I'll use this one first. It's like a overall color to the cheeks here. Tip of the nose. And then And then I'll use this one, the darker color, as a kind of like pop. Closer to the center here. Girl, by the time I get there, this shit will probably be disappeared anyway. That is so fucking pretty. I got these from AliExpress. This shit was literally like $1.50 each or something. I don't remember. It was just really fucking cheap. The quality is like okay. They're like pigmented but chalky and kind of fly away. But if you use a primer, it should be fine. Why does my stomach like, I swear, if I'm not filming, my stomach's like quiet as fuck. As soon as I hit that record button, it gives me fucking trauma flashbacks to high school when it would be a quiet math class. It's the class right before lunch. The amount of like stomach gymnastics I had to do to suppress the sounds that my stomach made. Oh my God, and then when it did make a sound, the hot white girl's next to me. Oh my God, was that you? Like, yes, bitch, it was me. Aren't you fucking hungry too? Like, I would have thought it's like a relatable sound, but I guess not. These two as well, also from AliExpress. It's not like some no brand name product. There's like a brand name on it, CAPPUVINI. And they as well have like, they as well are very inexpensive. But this lip liner is fucking amazing. It's this kind of color. So it's great for like reshaping lips. And this tint, just holding it and opening it and shit, it's cheap as fuck, but the color is really, really nice. The smell is so fucking weird. So I think it's supposed to be chocolate. I got all the colors, and most of them do smell like, they all smell like chocolate, but this one smells kind of like rotted. It's very similar to my natural lip color, but more like if you take my lip color and took away some of the redness. But what I do like is the applicator where it takes a lot of product off the thing, and so I feel like I have more control rather than like this big gloopy mess. Kind of like the Rome and Juicy Lasting tints. Love those tints, but you get so much product on the fucking applicator. This is so natural. It looks literally just like I put lip gloss on, but and it's really slippery and doesn't feel sticky. My lip mask that I made is really, really sticky, but I like it because it doesn't migrate. Stuff like this is nice because it doesn't feel sticky, but it migrates easily and I feel like it can get in my mouth like it is now. Okay, real quick, y'all, I want to show you what I'm wearing. I've been to a few K-pop concerts, and this is not a K-pop concert, but it's a recording and we're gonna be standing for a long time. So for me, number one, comfort. So I'm literally just wearing this shirt from my OOTD. This basic, I can't even see it, but it's like a basic long sleeve from Abercrombie & Fitch. Here's the thing, I went through a phase in high school where I could not afford Abercrombie & Fitch, but when I could, the number one thing I will say is that despite being kind of pricey, the clothing is extremely high quality. It's super thick, soft, and like this is so easy to wear. I wear it like every fucking, like wear all the goddamn time. So these basic shirts from Abercrombie & Fitch, thumbs up. And then just a hoodie because it might get a little cold in case it's warm, which often it is when we're at these like recordings or either concerts and types of things like that. Sorry about this angle. I'm literally just wearing shorts. But just in case, in my bag, I do have like a little bag. This is my cute little ghost bag from Fun and Cool. Girl, I don't know how you get this overseas, but I got this. It's a Chinese brand, but there's a website in Korea that sells these Chinese brands and Fun and Cool is on there. Just in case it does get warm, which often these places do. Minifan, this will save your life. And because I feel like I'm gonna be there a little bit early, I'm bringing my DS because why not? I have a bunch of Shin Megami Tensei games on there. I would have brought my Steam Deck, but that means I would have to carry a bigger bag, and I'm not about to do that. Just my powder, just in case. Cushion for retouching, lip for retouching. Battery is a must-have. And oil blotting sheets, just in case. And oh my God, wet wipes. Just in case I need to wipe my hands or if I need to take a shit. I can wipe my ass. You're not allowed to film inside, obviously, but maybe I'll get a few clips outside. I'm walking to the JTBZ studio now, and it's kind of far from the bus stop, so she's exhausted. That was literally all the clips that I took because I just didn't feel comfortable filming anywhere. Why is my head shaped like? See, this is why I don't shower before I go to bed. I arrived there and I didn't know where to go, to be honest. I just went to the building and I just saw a line, so I was like, oh, it must be in here. But the line wasn't moving. I had arrived there around like 5:30-ish, and the passing out of the wristbands was already supposed to start at 4, so I was like, what's going on? There was very much a variety of people there. Of course, younger teenage girls. But there were also a lot of like ajumas, like not even aju, like emo, kind of like middle-aged women. And I saw they were like And I saw everyone's little sign. I saw a lot of older women out there rooting for Montu and Mask, which is super cute. Several Japanese people I saw, many of them out there to support DKB. But I also saw a lot of Moon Chong-up solo stands. I thought it was so funny though, because as I was waiting in line, some guy walks past me and is like, oh! And I was like, is it a person that knows my YouTube channel? When he pointed at me, I gave him a really confused look. But because of my confused look that I gave him, when he was like, oh! He was like, 우리 영상 많이 찍었잖아. And I was like, we filmed a lot of videos together? So I was like, oh, it's probably one of DKB's staff, because he kind of reminds me of one of the staff there. But I was like, how am I supposed to, because every time I film with idols, all the staff is always wearing masks. And so I'm like, how am I supposed to fucking recognize you, like, from here up? Like, anyway, I thought it was really funny. But I was in the line for a good, I don't know, like 20 to 30 minutes. I befriended two of the girlies over at Brave Entertainment, and we have hung out once. And one of them came up to me and was like, oh, Eddie. I was like, oh my God. I immediately recognized who it was, even though she was wearing a mask. But thank God, if she did not show up, I would probably still be waiting in that line looking like an idiot, because I was like, do you know where we're supposed to go for wristbands? She's like, oh, did you get a little, because you're supposed to get a little text message confirming that, you know, you're in the audience or whatever. If you're one of the people that was invited by one of the people on peak time, then there's like a separate, like, you just go in. So it's like, she showed me to the front. I don't even know what that line was for, I still don't know what that line is for. But they just like, here, sign this paper, show us your ID. When I had brown hair, they're like, oh, Korean. But now that I have my blonde hair again and like I've been doing more makeup, people are like, oh, he's probably Chinese. The security's like, 외국 사람인가? I'm like, 네, 맞아요. And they're just like, oh. they just passed me off. There's like one staff that I guess is a foreigner and he spoke English and Korean, so he was just helping me fill out the form. It was literally just my name, phone number, and all that. So after I filled that stuff out, I went in and they took me to the building, and there's like a waiting area for basically where the family and friends of the contestants were going to be waiting until they were able to get in. Actually, DKB filmed some TikToks, and I'll put it right here. Basically, that's where I was waiting, in that area. If I had known that it was that easy to just get in, I really should have just... I got in so damn early. I was literally waiting there from like 6 until like 9, basically. It was horrible. And I didn't, in the fucking video games that I'm on, I didn't fucking play them because I was just like not feeling it. And also, I knew I didn't want to end up having to pee, so I didn't really drink liquids or eat. I had maybe like a sausage. There's a convenience store on the first floor. I got a sausage and I got a coffee.
Oh! He needs some milk!
Because I knew I would have time. Like if I did need to pee, I would probably have to go before I even went in. Spoiler alert, I did have to go pee. My timing was off. I ended up using the bathroom 3 times out of fear of having to pee during the recording, because you're not allowed to leave as soon as they start recording. So I was like, bitch, as soon as you're in there, you're not gonna be able to get out. Because I've had many situations where I'm in the movie theater, and as a crippling introvert, like I'm not gonna get up just to use the bathroom because I don't want to like bother anyone, and like the one guy standing in the theater, just awkward for me. Around 8ish is when family and friends start to really come in. Oh my God, it was so cute. I posted this on my story. Junso from Dakubi, his mom, I didn't know any of these people obviously, but one of them came up to him and was like, 혹시 Edward? I was like, yes. She's like, oh, I'm Junso's mom. She's like, oh my God, I watch your videos. I was like, thank you. I'm pretty sure she watched the DKB videos, but if she actually does watch all my videos or anything else, I was sitting there thinking, oh my God, the kind of bullshit that I upload on this fucking channel. Well, actually, later on, BAE 173 beat. His mom came up to me and was like, oh, she Edward. I was like, yeah, that's me. Her and Jesus' mom were both like, oh my God, you're so handsome in person. You were like, I guess the camera really can't. I'm like, sis, I don't know about that. But thank you. Super sweet. Everyone was really kind. I thought it was so funny because, again, that's the other thing I posted on my story. All the moms were serving. They were wearing their best attire. All the dads were kind of there just like, where do I go? So they started letting us in, and there was a little bit of confusion because the actual like family seating area is different from where people like me would be standing. Actually, the family members got seats, which is good. I'll put like a little diagram here of how like the whole thing is set up, but actually in person these studios are really small. They seem bigger like on videos, but they're actually really small in person, so it's kind of like tight and cramped. Not for our area because there weren't that many people in our area, but for the people like the audience members, it seems very cramped. So in the section for the parents who were all up there, were like, where's our seats? But they're like, oh, this is just for the family members. So everyone else with, because I had a black wristband, this is the wristband that you get when you first go in. The family members got purple ones, but for the people with the black ones, we go in a different area. But we finally got in, and our section was like to the very side of the stage. I didn't really watch the actual live show because I was there at the live show, so I don't really feel like I needed to watch it, just besides the stages. But in the area where NTX was, because even though they were eliminated in the last episode, they came to, oh, support. I was literally right behind it. I think you could see me. There was like a few shots that I glanced at. It was so embarrassing. I didn't even want to try to look.
CAPPUVINI.
I had to take off my hoodie because it was so damn hot already. So I was like, girl, we are in for a ride.
I'ma slit somebody's throat over this heat. I'ma lose my fucking mind. I get it why people just...
I'm so glad I brought a fan because it was hot. There were some people, one of the other, I forgot who it was. I think it was one of the members' brothers was there. So handsome. I was like, who is this man? He looked very kind and respectful. He had his hands behind his back and all that, waiting very patiently. Looked like an actor, actually. He had a whole ass fucking like blazer type of thing, and I was like, honey, I don't know how you're living. I didn't get one, but most people had like a little slogan, the piece of paper with like the group name. Most of them had to fan themselves off with that because it was just so hot. But yeah, we did the show. It was like 3 hours of standing. It wasn't horrible because I did have space around me to move around, so I'm thankful for that. And I did wear my more comfortable shoes with the insoles in them, like the little cushion thing inside, because I knew I was gonna be standing for a long time. One thing I thought was so cute, and by cute I mean like funny, is when they have to announce the winner, there's a teleprompter over at the front, kind of like right in front of where the judges are, that the host is looking at and reading. And when they're supposed to announce the name of the winner on the screen, it doesn't show the winner's name, obviously. It says team name 입니다, because they're announcing like for each place, like 5th, 4th, 3rd, place and all that. But it's just so funny because for the timing, because they always do these long dramatic pauses for announcing each like whoever got that place. There's like a person with the sign that says 아직, which means like not yet. And so we're all on like the edge of our seats, right? But like this guy with the sign that says 아직, everyone's just like, oh. And so when he puts the 아직 sign down, then we knew like, okay, he's gonna say the name. But one other thing I think is so funny is, when they give a long pause, but then they cut it short because they're like, oh, we're gonna go take a break first.
광고 보고 다시 오겠습니다.
That's like, you can see it on the teleprompter, like that it says that there's gonna be like an ad break. So everyone in the audience knew that there's gonna be an ad break, so there's just like, ugh.
광고 보고 다시 오겠습니다.
But I just thought that was so interesting to experience in person. One thing though is I think that these performances are pre-recorded, and the pre-recorded is what you see on when you're watching the live show from home. They do the pre-recording for each stage with that group's fans, so more of the fans can see the stage in person. But on the live, what the live audience sees is they're still performing it live on stage and everything, but what you see on TV, they're playing actually the pre-recorded one. Because if you notice, even the audience is different in like the shots. You probably won't notice because these are just random people you don't know, but if you're like really paying attention, like during the wide shots of like the overall stage, they're kind of different. This is not confirmed, I don't know, but from the feeling that I got, the real live part was like kind of like the judging part. But to be honest, a lot of these survival shows during the final episode, they never really give any proper critiques. They're really just like, oh, you guys worked so hard during this entire 6 months that we're filming, stuff like that. So it's not really anything like important. I was a little bit sad that DKB, I mean, it's already passed, I'm sure we already know who won. DKB got 4th place, and to be honest, I was so like, I noticed this on Boys Planet too, when they're announcing like who's gonna be like in the group or who's gonna be like cut. They always give like a little bit of a description of who they're gonna say, whether it be like, oh, this person did so-and-so in the show, or this person in their name is like a so-and-so. So it's like a bit of a hint. And I don't like the fact that they did that for peak time. It kind of spoils it, even though it was like a few seconds before they announced the name. It was kind of a bit of a spoiler. So when they're announcing DKB, obviously I would want them to be closer to #1, right? So when they're announcing, I think it was the 4th place, they were talking about, he said something along the lines of, the way I would describe this group is energy.
에너지라는 이 한 단어로 표현하고 싶습니다.
If you look at them, you can see that on their face, they were like, oh, yeah, that's us. Because who else would it be? As soon as the host was like, oh, this group is energetic, I'm just like, it's DKB. 4th place, still good place. I mean, the fact that they made it to the final round, good job. But also, I don't know, I feel like that kind of broke a little bit of the tension, and not in the way that I would prefer it. I would rather he just say DKB. But to be honest, yeah, all those groups did so fucking well. In a way, I knew Vanner would be #1, but also I wouldn't be surprised if any of the like top 5 groups would have been #1. I was surprised though that BAE 173 came in, was it 5th? I would have expected it to be higher. But honestly, again, when I think about it, it could have been in any order, to be honest. But just as a hardcore DKB stan, as a hardcore BB, I guess it was just like Ashio. The song though, when I saw that Juhon was producer on that song, I was like, bitch, this is the one. Because I know DKB really likes songs like that. To be honest, I felt like it was a little... It's not like it didn't suit them. It just, to me, DKB, I see DKB as like my little, not my children, but like my little brothers. So seeing them do such, like, and also because they're from Brave Entertainment, a lot of their music, even if it's like hardcore, it's still to some degree like melodic to some degree. There's a little bit of that like, you know, pop feel to it, but they did like some hardcore like trap. I mean, what genre is that? It's like rock, hip hop, trap, and all that. So it seemed to me they just look like the little brothers trying to be all grown up. Not try, but they were, you know, they're growing up obviously. But I don't know. I just thought it was cute. So yeah, after the winners were announced, blah blah blah. Before they left the stage completely, the contestants, they were saying bye to everyone, like the fans and stuff up close. And that's when the guys were saying, you know, hi to NTX. They were like, oh, Eddie, it's you. One person, I was surprised Bujin recognized me. He was like, oh my god, 오랜만이네. And also Beat. He was like, dude, it's been so long. I was like, yeah, it's been a long time. So it was really nice to see the fact Beat and his mom saying hi to me. That was a highlight. Yuku was like, did you come so early? I was like, yeah, I did. It was so funny to me because during the announcement of like the 5th, 4th, 3rd place and all that, DKB was kind of closer to our side. And so some of the members, while like the ones in the back, when they were kind of just like standing, they would look over to our area. And I don't know. Again, I don't know if they were saying hi to NTX or me, so I would like do this weird like, and when I knew that our eyes locked, then I was able to, because they were kind of to me first though. And just to make sure I did a wave to see if they would wave back at me. Because again, I don't want to... It's like that thing where you're like, someone comes up to you and they're like, hey, and you're like, hey, but then you realize it's someone in the back of you. I was really trying to avoid that situation. While they're trying to shuffle us out, GK was like, how are you getting home? I'm like, probably a taxi. And that's what I did. Super fun night, despite like the long waiting that I could have totally avoided and the having to stand for so long. It was still a nice experience. Because it was my first time actually seeing DKB perform in person live, albeit like from the very side, so I couldn't really see like, you know, the formations, the facial expressions. I just saw the sides of their faces. I'm excited for the concert. Hopefully I get to go to their concert. That'll be really fun, seeing all the group. Oh, it's just, I love the concept. I was so excited. I was watching Boys Planet, but watching Boys Planet is so stressful for me. Peak time, I feel like I just enjoy performances because these are people that already debuted, and you know, it's just about enjoying the performances because you know that they're probably going to do well. A lot of these shows do that where before the actual performance they try to make some spicy drama, but be like, one of the members like, oh my god, I can't, like this one note is so difficult for me, but then magically he hits the note during the live stage. On Boys Planet, it's a hit. It's 50-50. Either he does or he doesn't. But also, I feel like that's up to Mnet's like choosing. She was robbed, sis. Went home, went to bed. I was so exhausted. That's why I'm filming this part days later. I need to eat. I haven't eaten all day. I'll see you guys later. Thank you for watching. Bye.